to Senate Bill 62, not because I don't think it has a good goal behind it. I applaud the lady who brought the bill. I know her heart is in the right place, and I know she wants to help. I just think this is misguided. I also don't want to be like Los Angeles. I have no desire for that. I've had frustrations, just like many others, especially those of us who spend every day and not just the first 3 months of the year in the city, with homelessness. It's very frustrating and it's heart-wrenching because it is a really hard, difficult issue to deal with, one that can't be solved or pretended to be understood with a 5-page bill written from above. I own a home on Piedmont and 4th, right straddles downtown and Midtown. My husband and I use it as an office house, so we're not there a lot. We often come into the office and find visitors on our porch, and we speak with law enforcement. We work with our neighbors, trying to get resources for the individuals who find themselves on our porch. And there's no solution. It keeps happening. When I first got elected to the district that I represent now, I was faced immediately with questions from all of my neighborhoods almost. You got to do something about the people sleeping under the underpasses. You got to do something about them. So I talked to GDOT, and I say, what can we do about the homelessness camps under the underpasses? How do we make sure people get resources to be treated with the dignity that they deserve? How do we move them toward resources to help them? And how do we keep our neighborhoods safe? Because we don't want the things that sometimes come with groups of people sleeping outdoors that are not meant for human habitation. It's hard. What I'm told is it costs hundreds of thousands of dollars to move people somewhere else. And where do we move them? And then they come back. And then your do-gooder neighbors, this is what I was told, bring them blankets and bring them food because they're human beings, as has been said in this well. What else would the Lord have us do? There, but for the grace of God, go I. That's what we think, and we want to help our neighbors. So this is complicated. And it begs for nuance. The lady from Decatur brought up the great point. What if you have multiple counties in some unincorporated areas, in some cities, what's allowed under this bill and what's not? We can't say that. Prosecutorial discretion has been discussed. How could we tell the city of Atlanta that a lot of us in here have been, saying are doing it the wrong way? You're not prioritizing violent crime. Now we're telling them they've got to prioritize folks sleeping on the street. Why do we have to control everything? What if somebody came in here and asked us about our priorities? How would we like that? Other elected officials telling us we're not doing it the right way. Instead of passing and proposing, glad we haven't passed it yet, instead of proposing a voucher bill, why don't you rewrite the quality basic education funding formula that hasn't been rewritten since Joe Frank Harris was governor before I started school? Some people might have a problem with that priority. Why are we relying on toddlers to learn how to hide from active shooters instead of hearing gun safety bills? Why are we not dealing with the fentanyl crisis that we talked about this morning? How did that not become a priority, ladies and gentlemen? Here's what I say, and I'm talking to members of my own party as much as anybody when I say this. When people say, why aren't you doing something about this? Why aren't you doing that? Why can't you do more on this? Win elections. If you want to do something about the city of Atlanta's homelessness situation, how about you move your butt to Atlanta and run for office? How about you get yourself elected to the city council? You want to have a say in what DAs and solicitors spend their time on? Go get a law degree and run. But you let them do their job. Let's do our job, because, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot that we can do from this body to address homelessness. Wages, landlord-tenant policies that haven't made their way all the way across to the governor's desk. We've got things that we can do that nobody else can do. DAs can't do it. City councils can't do it. County commissions can't do it. Let's stop trying to do their job and do ours. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield the well.